The Lord be with you. Well, we are in the season of Thanksgiving, which unfortunately in our country isn't much of a season at all. It's kind of a speed bump on the way from Halloween to Christmas. And I think that's a horrible shame because the idea certainly came from this national identity that was formed around the intervention of God, sparing those first settlers through a very harsh and unpredictable winter. And I think that posture of thanksgiving is good for us, not just nationally, but even more in the church. We of all people should be prone to giving thanks. I think of how many times in the Psalms it says, "Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever." And even more from a negative standpoint, I think of the letter to the Romans, where the apostle in the first chapter has this litany of things that humanity, particularly Gentile humanity, is guilty of. And it actually says in chapter 1, "For although they knew God, they neither glorified him as God nor gave him thanks." What a travesty to know God, but not glorify him and not be thankful for the many things that he has done. So, my goal is to treat Thanksgiving as not just a day, but to have a season, to have an actual set apart period of time where I can just kind of make a list to remind myself of things that I am thankful for. So I'm going to share my list with you. And then if you have some that you would like to share with me, do so in the comments below. I think this will be good to kind of initiate a chain reaction of Thanksgiving. As people are thankful and they see other people being thankful, I think it continues to provoke more Thanksgiving in the rest of us. So some things that I'm thankful for this year. Let me check my list here. Number one, I'm thankful for this world. You know, you can spend so much time living in the world that you kind of forget how mysterious and beautiful and wondrous it actually is. So as I look around, even as the seasons change, to be thankful for those colder winds, to be able to feel the brisk breeze on your face, to see the colors change in the leaves and to fall. Yeah, we get all bent out of shape with raking and shoveling and those kinds of things, but just to appreciate nature and the gift of this world, for those things that we learn from nature. You can learn gentleness from how you see a river flow, a breeze blow. You can learn about beauty. You can learn about the changing seasons that can help us deal with changing moods and changing realities that we go through in different seasons of life. We can hear bird songs. We can see animals storing things up, doing laborious things that are just given. They're part of their nature and maybe remind us that all labor is not bad. So I'm thankful for the world that we live in. I'm thankful for the bodies that we have to navigate this world in which we live. You know, too often, especially in our culture, we really are dissatisfied with our bodies. We're always looking to change something, to complain about something. How big we are, how small we are, what our eyelids look like, or our jawline, or our lips. And for spending so much time complaining about our bodies, it's interesting to think about what they do, how we can bless them and honor them because they're a gift. Our bodies are a gift given to us from God. And it's through our bodies that we experience this world, through taste, through touch, through smell. And a lot of those are the very things that get muted through this COVID virus. So just to be able to remind ourselves, it's good. It's good this Thanksgiving to be able to sit around a table and to smell the smells, to taste the food, to be able to touch and to hug and to move around whatever capacities we have. I'm thankful for the bodies that we've been given. I'm thankful for Sabbath rest. This is something, again, that we often take for granted in a 24/7 world. But there is something sacred to being still and being quiet for a while. It gives us the space to listen for God and to listen to the world and the groans of the world, to listen to our bodies, to listen to our neighbors. Sabbath rest reminds us that life does not depend upon us. We depend upon it. And therefore, I think that should make us draw even closer to the source of all life, God as creator and redeemer. I'm thankful for good books, especially this time of year where we tend to spend more time indoors. There's nothing quite like snuggling up to a book. I'm old-fashioned. I still like physical books, not digital books, something that I can smell the pages, touch the pages. I have little visual cues of remembering where things are located at because of their spatial orientation on the page. There's something about authors who can provoke our imagination and our creativity. They can draw out our better selves on pages with words on them. And then that gives us a chance to sort of test out our better selves in the arena of our mind so that eventually we can put flesh to those good ideas. So just really appreciative of when I'm able to sit down and read a good book. I'm also thankful for leaders. And I mean this in all walks of life, even politically. I know we don't always agree with our leaders, but thankful that people are willing to lead. I certainly think of the church and the church communities, those people who are willing to run meetings. That's not always a popular thing to do. People who are able to set up equipment and tear down equipment, to clean up after space has been used, people who make phone calls and encourage people, people who try and coordinate volunteers, people who think the hard thoughts for us and make decisions knowing full well that they're not going to be popular. People who work behind the scenes, because again, it is a thankless job. So I am thankful for those people who go unnoticed in their work. And one of the last things I'm thankful for, not that there aren't more things, but for the sake of this video, I'm thankful for love. The older I get, the more depth the gift of love seems to have to it. There is a divine quality to that. That ability to see worth in someone or something, even when everybody else doesn't notice it, to take delight in things, to take delight in people, even people that we don't necessarily prefer. I have seen over the years that sometimes love can still break through and reveal to us that those traits that are sometimes annoying or those traits that sometimes aggravate us about people, that eventually you can come to see God at work in those people, to see them being transformed, growing and maturing into other things, and just to be able to be alongside them when that happens, to be witness to it is an incredible gift. There is something about affection, seeing it, appreciating it, maybe seeing things differently, seeing things more like God sees them. Seeing things like God sees them, and therefore being able to love people a little bit more, maybe like He loves, and appreciate His love for us a little bit more. So that is as far as I am going to go with my list of Thanksgivings. There's a ton more that I can be thankful for, that I should be thankful for. I'm going to try and flesh this list out a little bit more after I'm done recording, especially over this holiday weekend. But my question for you is, what are you thankful for? And would you be willing to share those things? So if so, put it in the comments below. If not, certainly continue to think about it, lift it up to God, pray about it, keep it in your heart. But through these ongoing days of commercialism and busyness, may you find opportunities to be thankful, and may the peace of God be with you. Amen.